Hey, what's up guys? I've had a few people in my comment sections over the past few months ask, is it even possible to do true solo absolute with a controller? So I set out to find out for myself. Not only did I get the clear, I actually completed true solo absolute using a controller on Bulwark with the Thunderhammer, Tactical, Vanguard, and Sniper. I didn't want to just rely on Bulwark healing, so I made sure to test a range of classes to really understand the differences. In this video, I'll walk through what changes when you switch from mouse and keyboard to controller, what works better or worse, and how you can set yourself up for success as a controller player. Mouse versus controller, the big picture. Most Space Marine Challenge runners I know play on mouse and keyboard, and for good reason. This game is extremely aim dependent, but after spending serious time on controller, I can honestly say it's a bit worse than mouse, but still 100% doable. Let's dive into the differences. Aiming, the hardest adjustment. The single hardest thing about playing on controller is aiming, no question. You need a high enough camera sensitivity to whip the camera around when enemies flank you, but that makes small, precise adjustments way harder. Here's what worked for me. I set the camera sensitivity all the way up to 19 wide and 19 vertical. I used standard button layout and I put the aim assist on high. Now that sensitivity might sound high, but I make it work thanks to two key things. First is using high aim assist, and second is using a sensitivity clutch. High aim assist, why it's a game changer. High aim assist is the reason this is even possible. It's designed to compensate for how difficult aiming with thumbsticks really is. As long as you get the crosshair close to an enemy's head, aim assist will usually snap to the target when you press down the aim button. If it doesn't latch onto the head, readjust slightly with strafing or move the aim stick, repress down the aim button, and that usually locks it in. If it still misses, you can just keep holding down aim and micro adjust up to the head, or quickly let go and re-aim again. Pro tip, use your movement to fine-tune crosshair placement instead of relying on the right stick. Strategy shift, when to trust aim assist. Once aim assist grabs on and starts tracking a target, unload. You can land multiple headshots quickly if you fire while it's actively tracking. It's not perfect though, there are two key weaknesses. First is crowd targeting. If enemies are grouped together, aim assist can lock on to the wrong target. You either need to adjust with a re-ADS or just go with the flow and pick the one that it picked for you. 2. Interrupts. When trying to stop reinforcement calls, aim assist sometimes won't latch on to the right target in time when enemies are grouped up. I interrupt nearly every time on mouse, but with controller, it's more like 50% interrupt success rate. Still, moving targets are actually easier to hit with controller. The aim assist tracks lateral movement better than most players can with a mouse. Test it yourself. If you're not sure whether high aim assist helps you or hurts you, try playing 2 or 3 matches with it on high. If it feels more natural, great. If not, dial it back. If you're not a thumbstick aiming god, don't feel bad using it. It's in the game for a reason, because the devs know that controller players are at a disadvantage compared to mouse players. Sensitivity clutch, the micro adjustment superpower. Some modern controllers now offer a sensitivity clutch feature. When you hold down the sense clutch button, it temporarily lowers your camera sensitivity for finer aiming control. I use mine like this. Normal movement equals high sense, and precision movement equals hold clutch down, line up the shot. This helps counteract the usual overshooting problem when using high sensitivity on thumbsticks. If the high aim assist fails to latch onto the head off the first try, sometimes it latches onto the body. I'll hold down the sense clutch and quickly micro adjust up to the head, and the aim assist will stay latched onto the head once you get the crosshair there initially. Controller setup, what I use. I'm using the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro, not sponsored or anything, just genuinely like it. Here's why. It has clicky buttons with tactile feedback, remappable back paddles, 1000 Hz pulling rate for reduced input latency, extra top buttons which I map to left stick press and right stick press, and then I map the triggers and bumpers on the back paddles. I also set my left trigger to parry and crank the trigger sensitivity all the way up. It feels extremely responsive, almost comparable to my Wooting keyboard, which is known for rapid key actuation. If your hands get sore during long gaming sessions like mine, This kind of setup really helps reduce fatigue and improve consistency. Movement, surprisingly better on controller. Movement and dodging honestly felt better on controller. I never missed a single sniper beam dodge. The analog stick allows for smoother, more natural repositioning, especially during solo absolute missions where timing windows are tight. Field of view, helpful but risky. If you're on PC, you can mess around with increasing your FOV. It gives better peripheral awareness since turning your camera on controller is slower. But things get janky at max FOV. The camera can bug out a lot. Sometimes it'll look straight down after an execution or jump to different angles during combat. Everything looks smaller, so it's harder to aim, and your FPS takes a hit the wider your FOV gets. I still found even with the bugs, max FOV, which is 1.45, works best for controller, but it's not as game-changing as you would think. For mouse, I usually keep it on 1.20 for easier aiming. Precision threats are still tough on controller. One place where mouse absolutely wins out is with fast precision threats. Spore mines from biovores and reinforcement interrupts are some of the major ones. Those are just much easier to handle with raw mouse precision. With controller, I missed a lot more mine shots and interrupts, but I made up for it by learning to clutch dodge the spore mines when my shots missed. The aim assist ignores spore mines most of the time, so you're stuck with manual aiming, and it can get really tricky because you need to be fast against the biovores. Parrying better on controller? Honestly, yeah. I think having parry on L2 just felt more natural than anything I've ever set up on mouse and keyboard. I've tried having parry on the C key, side mouse buttons, even scroll wheel down, but it never felt as consistent as it does on controller. It did really help to have the ability to set parry trigger to extra sensitive on the controller. A big reason why parrying feels better on controller is parry recovery. If you whiff a parry, you can quickly double tap melee attack and then parry again, and you'll cut down on your recovery animation, and it's just way more natural feeling on controller. So to sum it up, controller versus mouse, controller wins on easier dodging, smoother lateral movement, more consistent parry timing, and aim assist helps on moving targets. Mouse wins on superior aim precision, faster camera control, easier micro adjustments, and more reliable interrupts and spore mine clears. Final thoughts, mouse is still slightly better overall, especially for precision mechanics, but controller is 100% viable if you use the right aim assist settings, a good sensitivity clutch, a layout that minimizes hand strain, and smart movement to offset aiming weaknesses. You certainly can probably get by without high aim assist or a sensitivity clutch, but I found it really did make a difference in my gameplay, and it definitely made it a little bit easier for me. Let me know in the comments, have you cleared True Solo Absolute with a controller? What settings and gear are you using? If you guys want to see a full gameplay breakdown of one of my controller runs, let me know down in the comments and I'll upload a full match with commentary if there's interest. If this video helped you out, drop a like on it for me and consider subscribing if you're enjoying the content. It really helps me out with growing the channel. I'd love to turn this channel into a legit side gig someday. Thanks for watching and have a good one.